店の方は一部分でしたが、本物の方は全てをすり替えました。これが本物のノートです。
Hey guys, it's Ash here with WatchMojo, and these are the top 20 craziest anime plot twists.
信楽戸村は志村奈々の孫だよ。
For this list, we'll be counting down the times where an anime went off the rails with a sudden narrative development. Some are good, some are awful, but all tread the line of WTF territory.
Hey Mojoholics! For a chance to win cash prizes, play our live daily trivia challenges every day at 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern only at WatchMojo.com/play.
Number 20, Stalking ruins Christmas. Panty and Stalking with garter belt. Panty and Stalking almost had the perfect ending. We say almost because Gainax decided to pretty much ruin everything with only a few minutes left in the final episode. After defeating the big bad Corset in climactic fashion, Stalking suddenly cuts Panty up into pieces during the after credits. She reveals that she's actually a demon and aligns herself with Corset. With all the other characters in absolute shock, Garterbelt tells Brief and Chuck that it's up to them to save Panty. They were obviously setting up for a sequel here, but for a long time, it looked like we were never getting one. Luckily, Studio Trigger announced there would be one more than a decade after the series had ended. Number 19, Trust Nobody, Not Even Yourself. Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. Take out your notebooks, kids, because like everything in the Fateverse, things are about to get complicated.
分かってる。あいつが何者なのかは多分出会った時から分かってた。
Turns out that in an alternative timeline, our boy Shiro became disillusioned with becoming a hero of justice after seeing how self-destructive humanity can be.
言えることは一つだけ。そいつはずっといろいろなものに裏切られてきて、最後の最後に唯一信じた理想にさえ裏切られた。
After going on to become a sort-of-ish heroic spirit and brought into the Fifth Holy Grail War, he decides the best course of action to fix things is to kill an alternative version of his younger self so as to counter the... You know, forget it. Where's that wiki page? Number 18, ruining a great twist. YuGiOh 5Ds. Throughout the final arc, there was a lot of mystery surrounding who exactly the masked main antagonist Z1 was.
お前は
優勢と同じ
There was plenty of foreshadowing and even flashbacks hinting to the fact that he was actually our protagonist Yusei from the future, who had somehow turned bad. Unfortunately, YuGiOh 5Ds chickened out of what would have been an awesome twist and went with something incredibly lame. As it turns out, Z1 was just a no-name scientist who decided to get plastic surgery and alter his memories in order to become Yusei.
そして私は生まれ変わったのです。不動優勢として。
It's such a shame that such a great twist was ruined and made way more convoluted than it should have been during the final battle.
結局私は誰一人救うことができなかった。人の心を変えることなど不可能だった。
Number 17, Nina's true love interest. Mobile Suit Gundam 0083, Stardust Memory. One of the side stories in this gritty Gundam OVA was the relationship between the protagonist Ko and his love interest Nina, but the finale destroyed any progression these two had for little to no reason. As he's trying to stop Gato from dropping a colony, Nina comes out of nowhere and reveals that she has a romantic history with the villain, and proceeds to protect him.
Ko, put it down! Oh, Nina!
Nowhere in the rest of the series was this ever hinted at or suggested, with Nina not even recognizing him in the very first episode.
Who the hell? Huh?
What's going on? Something's wrong.
Get out of there! Do you hear me?
The only possible reason for this bizarre plot twist is that when the director changed halfway through the series, they decided to do something completely different that wasn't planned from the start. Number 16, the non-canon truth of alchemy, Fullmetal Alchemist. For those of you who watched Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood and are wondering what this one's all about, don't worry too much as it's completely non-canon to the original story.
You see, this is the other side of the gate.
Back in 2003, when the original FMA was airing, only a few volumes of the manga had actually been released, meaning it was up to the anime staff to come up with their own backstory, lore, and conclusion to the story. It's revealed in this version of the story that alchemy is powered by tragedy and death from our very own world.
The lives of those that have died and will die in this world become the energy for the alchemy used in ours.
Although nowhere near as good as the true story, you have to give the 2003 anime credit for coming up with an interesting twist.
An energy cannot be created or destroyed, only redirected.
Number 15, Yusuke's Demon Heritage, YuGiOh Hakusho. For the majority of YuGiOh Hakusho, our protagonist Yusuke was a human-turned-spirit detective after seemingly dying in a car accident. Throughout the story, we see his spirit powers naturally increase through intense training and hard-fought battles. For the final episodes, however, everything is suddenly thrown out the window as it is revealed that he is actually a descendant of the great Ryzen, meaning he has demon DNA within him the whole time.
Spirit Detective Yusuke Urameshi, a direct descendant of the Mazaku.
You're out of your mind!
Many felt like this cheapened the accomplishments Yusuke had made, and that there had been no hint at this massive revelation whatsoever. Number 14, Aizen's True Colors, Bleach. By the end of it, the Soul Society arc had pretty much achieved GOAT status, and this shocking twist definitely cemented it. We all couldn't believe the scene we saw when the captain of the 5th Division, Aizen, was discovered dead. But the best was yet to come. After the dramatic battle between Ichigo and Byakuya had concluded, it revealed that Aizen was behind everything and had betrayed the Gote 13. Not only was this an incredible shock, but we were also treated to a badass scene where Aizen dropped the glasses and showed off his cool new hairstyle. This moment would have huge ramifications for the rest of the series. Number 13, Asteros' Identity Crisis, The 7 Deadly Sins. For a good chunk of the series, we knew Asterosa as one of the Demon King's sons and the brother of Meliodas and Zeldris. However, this is a complete fabrication, and he's actually one of the 4 archangels of the goddess clan known as Mael. Bakana! Uso! As it turns out, the original Galtha messed with his and everyone else's memories, giving him the new role as one of the 10 Commandments and making everyone think he killed Mael. The only thing he retains is his obsession with Elizabeth and his envious feelings towards Meliodas. Number 12, Sadoko attempts to expel Rika. Higurashi When They Cry Go. The Higurashi franchise is home to many twists and turns, but this one was definitely out there. When Higurashi Go first started airing, we all thought it was going to be a reboot of the original series. But as time went on, the arcs became increasingly different. We knew something was up.
ったの？どうして謝るのですか？
As it turns out, this new series is actually a sequel to the original, and Rika has been brought back into this time-repeating hell by none other than her best friend Sadoko.
どうしてわかったの？
The reason for this being that the two drifted apart on bad terms in boarding school, and Sadoko wants to change the future by making Rika change her mind about enrolling.
愚かで罰当たりなリカ。
Number 11. Oh, this? It's laced with Satan. Devilman Crybaby. You know how it is. One day you're just kicking it back, and the next thing you know, your best friend turns out to be the Prince of Darkness.
お前だって人間だろうが。それが違うんだ、アキラ。
After discovering his true identity, Ryo tries to recruit Akira into his plan for wiping out humanity and declaring war on heaven.
私はサタンだ。
Given how Ryo was the one who set him on his demonic path to begin with, and inadvertently caused the death of his beloved Miki, Akira is not exactly in a cooperative mood.
必ずお前も一緒に地獄へ引きずり込んでやるぜ。後悔するぞ。今度会った時、必ずお前を殺す。
Number 10, reincarnated, and it feels so good. Naruto Shippuden. Most fans tend to gloss over Naruto and company's final battle with Kaguya, simply because it introduced so many crazy new concepts in such a short space of time that it ended up doing the anime a disservice. Out of the medley of sudden twists, the fact that Naruto and Sasuke are implied to be reincarnations of the Sage of the Six Paths children takes the cake for us.
お前だ、ナルト。
ね。
弟のアシラはお前に転生したのだ。
Wasn't this series originally all about fighting against fate, prophecies, and all that malarkey?
弟サスケ、お前たちがどうするか、どうなるかはお前たち次第だ。
Number 9, Shippuden. Whoa, come on now. Code Geass, Lelouch of the Rebellion R2. From the get-go, it was clear that Lelouch's father was a scumbag wrapped in the body of a dictator. After all, he didn't think twice about enslaving the Japanese and using the power of Ragnarok in the hope of taking control of all beings.
各遺跡システム同調完了しました。これで既存の神の世界は終わる。破壊と創造、ラグナレクが始まる。
So yeah, definitely not Dad of the Year material. But on the positive side, at least Lelouch's mother was a sweet and caring woman, one who was tragically killed when— oh, no, she was just as bad as her hubby. As it's revealed, she went above and beyond in setting things in motion in the hope of unleashing Ragnarok.
これも幻想か。こんなことをして。
本物なんだけどね。まあ、このシステムでしか元の姿形は取れないけど。
Even as a Geass ghost, she's a deceitful witch of a woman.
お前の世界は俺が否定する。消えるぜよ。
Number 8, Homura ruins everything. Madoka Magica the movie, Rebellion. The original Madoka Magica series had some incredible plot twists, such as the big reveal of witches originally being magical girls, and Madoka essentially becoming a god at the end.
本当にそれが叶ったんだとしたら、私だってもう絶望する必要なんてない。
The sequel movie, however, tried to blow all of those out the water with its shocking conclusion, in which Homura undergoes a complete personality change.
ホムラちゃん。
Just as we're getting our seemingly happy ending, Homura pretty much betrays Madoka out of love, taking away her powers and rewriting the universe, and in the process calls herself a demon. some felt that this weakened the original series ending, leaving it open to a sequel, which we still haven't received almost a decade later.
あの神にも等しく聖なるものを貶めて蝕んでしまったんだもの。そんな真似ができる存在はもう悪魔とでも呼ぶしかないんじゃないかしら。
Number 7. Deus Ex Machina, Future Diary. In this deathmatch to determine a new god, one character that stands out from all the rest is the murderous Yuno Gasai, who is completely obsessed with our protagonist Yukiteru. After all the twists and turns this series gave us, none of us were prepared for this bombshell towards the end. It's revealed that the Yuno in this story is from another timeline.
ユノは一度神になっているって。この世界は時間を巻き戻した2周目の世界だって。
After losing her beloved Yukiteru, which resulted in her winning the game and becoming God, Yuno travels back in time in order to try and save him. What makes this even more insane is that in order to do this, she had to murder the version of herself in this timeline. Number 6. The Hideous Are Humans, Gargantia on the Verdurous planet. In the end, you can always count on mankind to find some way to mess everything up. As a soldier for the Galactic Alliance of Humankind, Leto was raised believing that the space squids known as the Hideous were nothing more than monsters in need of exterminating. But how wrong he was. After finding himself stranded on Earth, which had now literally become Waterworld, he discovers that his alien enemies were once humans who had decided to genetically alter themselves in the hope of escaping into space. That certainly wasn't in the Galactic Handbook. Number 5, congratulations Shinji! Evangelion 3.0 you cannot redo. Poor Shinji. No matter what he does, no matter how hard he tries, he always ends up getting kicked to the curb. Contrary to the previous film's ending, which had us believing that Shinji had managed to save Rei by letting his Eva unit go full-on God mode, this third entry in the reboot franchise reveals that he actually messed everything up, and now everyone hates his guts, even getting fitted with an explosive collar in the process. Will someone give this guy a break? Number 4, Trigger does Mori. Kill la kill. Starting to see a pattern here? Anime loves nothing more than giving us as much twisted family drama as possible. Case in point, when main girl Ryoko discovered that she's actually the artificially augmented daughter of psycho fashion diva YuGiOh. Unfortunately, Mummy Dearest's affections for her daughters happen to come in the form of either brainwashing or outright violence. The fact that she proved their connection by literally tearing out Ryoko's heart in front of her is just the icing on the cake. Number 3, Ancient Aliens, Darling in the Franxx. You just couldn't help yourself, could you, Studio Trigger? We were perfectly fine with a show about adolescents dealing with puberty and sexual confusion through the medium of co-piloting giant robots. But then you decided to throw in aliens at the last minute. We already had the mystery of the Klaxors to contend with, as well as Ape's insidious exploits. Did we really need the likes of Vim to come along and shake everything up? Too many cooks spoil the broth, you know. Number 2, Guillotine Gorilla, Samurai Flamenco. This isn't so much a twist as it is a betrayal of the anime's own premise.
お前はヒーローじゃなくて変態。つまり人間なんだから悩んでもいいんじゃねえの?
The fact our hero was nothing more than a male model who wanted to be a superhero due to a romantic sense of justice was oddly flattering, especially in its realistic portrayal of how such an idea often led him getting wailed on by each criminal he encountered. And yet, in one scene, that all goes out the window. As Flamenco finds himself taking on a giant gorilla that has a guillotine in place of a stomach, all before finding out there is an evil organization out there that wants his head. It's a little too late to be going the tokusatsu route, guys. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Eren's Manipulation, Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan is littered with many shocking moments and twists, with one of the biggest ones being where Eren's father massacred the Rice family in order to take the founding Titan. As it turns out, there was a lot more to this scene than we expected. It is later revealed to Zeke that Grisha did not initially want to go through with the massacre. However, due to the Attack Titan's powers, Eren manipulated him to commit this heinous act. Not only does this twist give us a new perspective on this moment, but it shows us Eren's true intentions. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.